Okay, bit of an update on the Commodore. I've been doing a little bit. As you can see, got the new motor in here, which is the Commodore Cup motor. Got to do a little bit of massaging down the side here, just hitting on the side rails. Hopefully I can get that to fit a bit better. I think the motor's got to come forward slightly or up a bit to the back, but shouldn't be too much of a drama. Let me see the sump on this thing or not. Yeah, it's got a pretty flash looking sump. I've got about 4 or 5 plugs in it. So this should have a bit of oil. Fuel pressure regulator thing up here. Been trying to fabricate a catch can. Now, just not sure which side to put it on. There's one on the left there, and one on the right. I'm thinking on the left because eventually I think I want to put the oil filter up the top here somewhere when I do the oil cooler setup, which will obviously go in the front here somewhere. Yeah, I stuck this motor in without the extractors on, the headers on, and they're a pain in the ass to get in. So there's not much room. I've had to drop the steering rack thing out of the way. I've got it in eventually. I think I'm going to have to pull the motor out, obviously, to fix that side rail. But for those who are interested, I've got the VR cross member in. It's or K-frame, I should say. It's got the VR steering rack, or power steering rack, if you want to call it that. I've also put the VR steering column in, which I was told wouldn't fit. Now it did fit, but I had to make up a bit of a bracket. Which I was going to have to see, but that's it there. So that gives me the VR steering column, which strangely enough will allow me to run. I'll just get over here. My steering wheel, which I picked up out of an SLR 5000 about 40 years ago, and I modified it to suit the HG panel van, and it actually fits the VR column, strangely enough. I've taken out the struts and brakes, which I think are okay, but it was to modify them to fit the. Oh, I suppose it wouldn't have been that hard. I'd probably just have to change the, what do you call them, tie rod ends or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, I've gone stupid. I've got a new set of coilovers coming, and I bought a new set of brakes. Well, the trouble is, they sent the wrong ones, didn't they? Dumbasses. Anyway, these things happen. So that's the difference from the left is original, right, or similar to the original. Right will be new, 330s by 32mm, floating, but I ordered slotted. Anyway, they reckon that the slotted are no good and I'm going to send dimpled. But as you can see, they've sent drilled. So I'm going to try and get that changed over. Because from what I've been told and what I've read, being a track car, I think slotted or dimpled will be better. That's the caliper. Nice bit of kit that is, and you can see the size of it compared to the standard one. Well, it's a standard VR one, but it's still similar. These are a 6-piston setup. Oh, where is it? There it is. Yeah, beautiful thing. So let's hope it works. What else? Oh, over on my gearbox, picked up a nice new short shifter thing, cube I think it's called. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Just waiting on a belly housing to turn up. Yeah, as you can see, I've been doing a bit of painting inside. There's a bit of a before and after. That's obviously the before. It's all pretty shitty. I got all that bloody, what's that stuff called? Just the soundproofing stuff, I suppose you call it. God, that was a prick of a job. And I painted some of it. Half of it ran out of paint, of course, as you do. Did the roof. And yeah, just got to go get some more paint and finish her off. You don't have to see, but I've got my wiring panel in there, just underneath the left hand side there. Started putting a bit of wiring, but couldn't do anything until I finished the floor, of course. So I'll give you a better look at that later on when I get that set up. Hopefully that works. Oh, funny enough, I've got some VR electric windows. I thought I'll give them a crack, and they actually fitted in, but I had to play with the pivot part. It wasn't quite 100%, so I just had to pull that apart and re-rivet it and move the angle slightly, and it works. Yeah, it works quite well. Well, it works. That's the main thing. Just been a bit lazy. I'll do on the left hand side as well. I pulled the brakes off the back. Pretty buggered, so I might get some new ones of those. Nothing fancy for the time being, just some probably standard ones with some decent pads, I suppose. They're pretty crap, so they'll be new. In the back, I've been playing around with the wiring in the back here. Set up my pump and filter. So hopefully that works. And I've been playing around, finishing off the wiring to the rear lights, which all goes up, which will be there, ready to go through the front. Only problem is one of the brake light setups is really dull for some strange reason. I don't know why, and I've checked the earth. Everything's fine. The tail light's really bright. It's actually brighter than the brake light for some strange reason, so I don't know what I've done wrong there. That's about it, really. That's the other side, which I've got to change over or play around with. I think I've showed you the exhaust came with the gear, so that's a good thing. What else is there? That's about it, really. So I'll probably sort of change all the wiring. I'm going to put it in this sort of bit here, I think. Obviously, have to make it waterproof, but try and hide as much as I can. Plus, obviously, the panel's over here somewhere. Fuse panel. Apart from that, now I've got to get myself an ignition box for the ignition. Put the fan in, which I'm not sure if it'll be big enough, but we'll give it a crack and see what happens. And I've got a different sort of pump coming, power steering pump. I think it's supposed to suit an old Commodore Cup motor, or came out of a Commodore Cup car, so hopefully that fits in quite well. It's a bit smaller, it comes with its own little canister somewhere, it's got a cooler on it. The only thing I'm not 100% sure about, which I have to ask, is where the bloody vacuum out of the booster hooks into this thing. Because I think the car it came out of, which was a VR, didn't have a booster. The only thing I can think of is it's possibly maybe that thing there. Bit hard to tell, but I'm not sure. No, that's an Allen key, isn't it? Well, that's not it then, is it, dickhead? So, yeah, I'm not sure where that goes. Can't see anywhere where it went. So the other one might not have run a vacuum on it, but I'm not sure where it goes. But anyway, we'll find out eventually. Apparently these things run a 465 Holly due to the Commodore Cup regulations. I'll see how it goes, and I can always change it over if I need to get anything bigger. Obviously I'm not running to any regulations in what I do, so I can sort of do what I like to the engine if I want to. What else have we done? That's about it really. Obviously you can see I painted the engine bay. Just a quick lick, nothing fancy, just to make it clean. I just made the rest of the car look shithouse. I have to give that a real good clean. Polish and whatever else, but anyway. Yeah, so that's about it really. Oh, the only other thing is, here we are, a bit of before and after. So these are the VR lower control arms that apparently will give me bit of caster. Mind you, saying that the strut I'm buying I think's got a caster thing on the top of it, so we'll see what happens. But that's before. Pretty shit house. Shitty old ball joint there. It's amazing what you do with a bit of elbow grease. Come up quite well. It's obviously the hub. Oh, where is it? There it is. That'll fit on the bottom hopefully. Yeah, apparently the coilovers I've got coming, or struts are coming, are a hybrid thing. So the bottom of them are VR and the top of them are VC, or VC, VH, VK. So hopefully they'll fit. So I'll wait and see, I guess. Alright, till next time. Catch you later.